Good morning, everybody. Good morning, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Today is a beautiful day. Thank God we are all here. Okay. Um, good morning, good morning, good morning, y'all. So listen, good morning, Slay. Good morning. Let me get to my chat. Let's see. All right. Okay, okay. Shout out to my moms in the building. Come correct. E Brooks. Shout out to YouTube. Oh, the truth. Shout out to the mods. I appreciate y'all being here. Thanks to everyone that's here. Ooh, let me clear my throat. Shout out to Mad TV. Thank you for joining, Mad. Yes. Let's get into it. So today, y'all, let me reiterate, and I'm probably gonna make this announcement like all this week, well, for the rest of this week, about the fact that we are trying something new, something different, not too different, but a little. Um, So with this channel right here, which is my main channel, Truth Hurts, and I think I've been going back and forth on whether I want to put crime and justice on my title of this channel. I don't know. I think maybe I should. I'm not for sure though yet. But anyhow, this is my main channel. I have three channels, right? Do I have three or four? Three. Three channels. Um, so this right here is my main channel, my baby, which is dedicated to crime and justice in remembrance of my son. Okay. So I have been doing a couple of different things on this channel when it comes to crime and justice, but what I've decided to do is dedicate. I should, man. I think I should too. I've been going back and forth because this is my baby. It's my original. Well, not actually, not my original. I had one before this one, but um, I think I should. I think I should. So I think I may do that later today. But like I said, this channel is dedicated fully to crime and justice. And what I've decided to do on this particular channel is to dedicate it to live trial coverage, which I am very into. And I got some sippers and state gang members that are also into it. So good morning, Detroit.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm
That's
good.
great. That's great. So I've decided to dedicate this particular channel to fully cover did I hit the wrong? I think I hit the wrong damn. To fully cover live courtroom trials, right? And so we were, for those that were following. Good morning, Ramlin. Good morning, Miss Mars. Y'all come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Um, we were covering the Murdoch. As you all know, we were covering the whole Murdoch trial, and I'm not gonna say I won't ever go back to that. I just got a little exhausted with it, and I think we did too much before we got into the actual trial. Is what I think happened. So, but I may go back to that. I don't know because there's still stuff happening, y'all. When it comes to that case, I don't know if you all know it. I think at this point, the truth, he's being deposed on the whole.
They're still going after him for the money.
Yeah, they pretty much still going after him for the money, even though he's locked up. Won't let him out.
Well,
He's
the
still
the the argument is he's trying to use that money for his defense when that
right.
money is supposed to be
Should go to the
for the
families and stuff.
victims. Yeah, for the
Mhm.
victims of the
Mhm.
people he robbed.
Exactly. Yeah. So that case is really, and honestly, y'all, still going on. Not the whole murder side, but the money side. Oh, okay, man. Okay. Um. So yeah, I may revisit that. I'm not for sure. We're gonna start something new today, though. But so yeah, what I was saying was this channel here will be dedicated to live courtroom coverage. I'm very intrigued, fascinated by live courtroom coverage. So yeah, this is peace for me. This is my zone. I thank God that it's the true zone because He's here with me. He's a big, big, huge help. Thank you, the true. And so yeah, then I have my T channel, which everybody knows about. My T channel that's growing. Um, that I will be, I got things going on over there as well. But then I have a third channel, which used to be a music channel, my music channel. Okay, I think it was called Truth Hurts Presents Club Truth or some shit of that nature.
Yeah, the 85 letter link.
Whatever,
Yeah,
whatever. I gotta do that too. I gotta go change my handles. But um, so I've decided to change that channel into a true crime channel as well. Okay, and here's the hold on, let me get to it. Here's the channel. Okay, but on that channel we'll be doing something a little different from this channel. What we're gonna be doing on that channel is covering daily true crimes that pop up, new stuff that pop up. So even though we're going to be engulfed and engaged in trials on this channel, we're going to go over there and still keep up. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Brooks. and still keep up with daily things that are happening. Okay. So my plan, hopefully, y'all pray for me, is that I will be on this channel, Truth Hurts, on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay, covering a particular trial, and then I will be on Truth Hurts presents True Crime Daily Crimes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay, so that's my plan. If you're not subscribed to that channel, and I did not get the link, you think you got the link? Did you? You think you get the link without crying about it? My God.
It's gonna take me a minute to copy the thing since it's so
You
long.
know what? Don't even worry about it. I don't
I'm
even.
going. I'm going. Here it is. Right here it is. Right here.
So the truth is gonna the truth. The truth hurts. Can you drop the? Can I drop the link? Is that what you want? Heathen. I got you, girl. I got you. Let's see.
All right, there it is. It looks. It's wrapping around, but there it is.
Oh God. So I'm gonna drop the link. Miles, grab the link. Drop it periodically. Anybody, and I mean anybody that wants to come up and join in on the convo, you are absolutely welcome. Okay. You know, these are open panels all the time. I may not always announce it, but they are. I'll split my channel when I get 500 a channel just for sending. Okay, Rick. Okay, man. Man, make sure you dropping your link now. Make sure you dropping your link. Okay. So yeah. So this particular channel, like I say, if you're not subscribed to that channel, whether you're here now or the replay, please go over and hit that link and go over and subscribe to that channel. Cause that channel, yeah, we're gonna be covering daily crime events that happen, just to keep current and not get engulfed in these trials over here and not keep up with what's going on currently. Okay. Hey, heathen,
Hey,
what's happening, Captain?
nothing
What?
much.
What's going
Hey,
on?
hey,
Oh,
the truth.
oh, Moist Voice is here.
Yeah, Moore's voice. She's here.
Yeah. So,
Thank you,
truth.
Mookie.
I got a question. Hey,
Why?
chat.
Why you got a wet T-shirt on? Oh no. Okay. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's a
Ah,
dress. It's a dress, the truth, and I was at the beach.
damn.
And threw it over
What's up,
my
girl?
bathing suit. Thank you, sir.
What's your question? What's your question?
Okay, so on this crime channel, are you going to do the trial coverage, and then on the Truth Club drinking after dark
You
date
know what? And see, this is what I'm
FBC
talking about.
Just say the
9869?
yeah. Just say the 85 letter
Yeah.
link.
Do my time say 10:30? Try you lying?
No, it said 10. She just arrived at like 10:30. It's
No,
okay.
No,
I didn't. And Trey is looking at his own. I replied to your email that you sent me that said 10:30, sir.
Oh, oh. I thought I was
Trey.
I thought I was kicked out of work today, and then it popped up.
Well, I did kick you out, but then after I saw you in the chat crying, I decided to go ahead and send you the link.
When was I crying? Just
In
when
the
was I
chat,
crying?
I saw the
What?
eyeballs.
I
They
put
were
the
teary
eyeballs in
eyed.
because I was looking around because they be jumping me in there, so I
No,
gotta
they
look
was
around.
teary eyed.
I
Go
gotta
ahead,
look
come for
around.
me. I'm not finna argue with the truth this morning. He already ain't supposed to be here.
Go ahead. Come correct. Go ahead. Moist voice. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. I just can't never have a normal damn life. Ever.
because we not normal, ma'am.
Okay, right. You right. You right.
Yeah.
You right.
Mhm. Let's
Hey
keep it
Tanya
trill.
Relator.
Let's keep it trill.
Keep it real, trill.
So on your other crime channel, what's that format going to be like? Is that just going to be you talking about the cases, or is it going to?
Yeah. It's just gonna be me covering like recent cases or not necessarily recent cases. It's this channel that I own. It's gonna be like one day things. It's not gonna be things that I'm gonna have to continue because I watch this channel called Viral Crimes. I also watch this channel called um Twisted Crimes, and on that channel I'll probably be covering recent things that pop off and also cases that
What's it? Law and what? There's law and
law and justice. I covered. I followed
yeah,
them as well.
but
But
there's a
ba-
law and trial or something like that. Or, I don't think it's.
no, I
I
don't
don't
know
think
if
it's
it's
that.
law and
It's
trial.
law and something. I always watch them.
Yeah. But yeah, come correct. Basically, it's gonna be a day to day thing. It's not gonna be something like on this channel we continue. On that channel, it's just gonna be something we cover for that day and then move on. You get what I'm saying? And it's also gonna us gonna keeping up with daily crimes that are happening now, like today, covering like you know.
Yeah.
You can you tell the difference?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope that I'm explaining it right, but you'll understand more as we go over there. We was over there yesterday. We did what the we covered the 14-year-old and his mom.
Yeah.
But we weren't over there. We were on your other channel. Were we
Yeah,
over
we was
there?
actually on this channel,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Talking about the channel with the
but
85 letter link. Yeah,
yeah.
we're just
We were
talking about. Okay.
actually
All right.
we were actually on this channel, but what I did yesterday with the one and done, the just one live thing, that's basically how it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be like over here when we start covering the trial. It's gonna be to be continued. But on that channel, it's gonna be uh the live is gonna be dedicated to one case, and then the next day is gonna be another case. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I
So
think
yeah.
there's this other case that I think you should really look into.
What is it?
Um, it's a case where this clown he be really being messy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Is he an evil clown?
Yeah. He looked like Elvis,
Not Elvis.
and he like looking at people's wet T-shirts, even though they ain't wearing T-shirts.
Oh wow.
Oh, Sophia, home now. Just hush
Don't
up.
feel home now. Don't feel home. What the hell is this?
I can't stand him.
Trey, I'm not gonna Trey. Come up on the. I'm not gonna argue with you through text, Trey. This is not what we're gonna do.
Is
Look at him.
Trey?
He
Is
late for
Trey?
work and now he want to put the shit on me.
Oh, he late for work. Yeah. I just said I gave him the link to let him in because
He got the link. He
you know
full
how,
of shit.
you know how she be locking the door if you late and shit. You gotta watch that.
Well, I'm just saying, y'all be trying to sneak in like you been here in the break room.
I, most of the
I know if
time
I
we
like
are.
that. Yeah, right. All right, so I don't know how many of y'all know about this case. The actual case I think
Five.
happened. The
It's
actual crime I
5 years.
think happened back in
It's 5 years old.
Yeah, what 2018, 2019, something like that.
Yeah.
And he's actually just not going to trial. And let me try to get these names because we're gonna be doing a lot of let's see, where's my oh here it is. Okay, so the defendant is Anthony Burgess, and his last name it's in the title,
Oh,
but it's basically his name is Anthony Burgess. He's
A
a
valid,
form
a valid.
Avella's.
a
Yeah,
valley, yeah.
Avella's, something like that.
Yeah, he's a former border control officer. He's accused and is now going to trial for the murder of his girlfriend slash side piece, Griselda Hernandez, and her son and his son, Dominique Alexander Hernandez. Okay, he's been accused of stabbing them to death. Okay. Let me see. Is this Trey? I guess.
Hey, Tanya Renee.
So I'm gonna play a video. Initially, I'm gonna play this video as sort of kind of like an introduction to what's going on before we get into the actual trial. And we're just gonna pretty much listen. I'm not gonna do a whole lot of talking during this video because I want to get through it because the trial is, I think, is already into day 3, and I don't want to get too far behind. As far as covering the live coverage, so I'm not gonna do a whole lot of talking. Hey, Hamlin, yeah, child, this a mess. And what really pulled at my heartstrings, and there's a lot of trials going on, but with this particular one, is the fact that the demon seed was able to take out his own son, but and also the young lady, but you know his own baby. But yeah. So
Don't,
Trey,
don't forget she was the side piece.
You sent the link at 10:12 and it said 10:30, ma'am.
was it not a reply to your link that you sent me that said 10:30, sir?
When the notification come up, it don't say it's a reply. I just see 10:30. Truth hurts.
Well, I ain't got nothing to do with your
You,
misunderstandings on your end. I ain't got
I
nothing to do
just
with
sent
it.
you. I sent you the screenshot. You know
Don't
it didn't
send
say
me
reply.
nails. I don't want no more receipts. You ain't got to send me no damn receipt.
Set me up.
Are y'all beefing?
She,
Are
she
y'all beefing?
and Trey, she told me to lock the door. I was like, "What? Trey ain't here yet." She said, "I don't care. It's late." And she said, "Lock the door."
Oh Lord have mercy. Why me? Why me? Happy hump day, y'all. It is truly hump day. Y'all be sure to hit the like button for your girl. I am trying to keep this commentary in this channel in the algorithm. All right. And also feel free to hit the cash app and support the channel. Okay. Uh so yeah. Let's get into it. Like I say, the truth, you can stop. Anybody on the panel can stop me. Anybody want to hit the link, hit the link. The mods will be dropping it.
Okay,
Um
so she was the side piece, right?
yes.
Yeah, so she was the side piece. Okay, I just wanted to make that because he was married and she was the
Yes.
side piece. Okay, all right,
Yes.
all right.
Which is usually the case when a man wants to take, well, take out the mistress and the baby because he can't own his shit and things of that nature. He's a coward.
Whoa, she's putting him on child support,
Yep, she was gonna put him on child support. Absolutely.
which means that it will be on record, and
Mm-hmm.
the wife will know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Typical case. Typical. All right. So I need to go back to my live yesterday and put that link in the chat. I promise, because I got to put a link in this. I mean, not in the chat, but in the description box. I'm also gonna put the link to this channel that we're about to listen to now. It's called Grizzly True Crimes, another true crimes channel that I watch. It's called Grizzly True Crimes.
Power off.
Girl, I'm coming. Cut back on. So
Power
impatient.
on.
My God.
Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
Good news, Moist Voice. Mad said they're throwing a wet T-shirt contest.
What's
You
the
know
prize?
what?
What's the prize?
I don't know, Mad just saying they're throwing a wet T-shirt contest. I'm gonna just direct you to Mad.
So me and Candy got to go to Mad.
Yeah, Mad's taking the contestants. Money Boy's gonna be the judge.
Oh wow.
Oh Lord.
That's what I say. So we're gonna listen. This video is sort of kind of like an introduction to the trial. It's basically giving a breakdown of what's been going on since he was charged, and it's gonna give a little background on the case. And it's like I say, the channel's name is Grizzly True Crimes. I'm gonna put that in my description box. The name of the video is Trial Prep Ronald Burgers Trial Border Patrol Supervisor Murder Trial. Okay, so let's get into it, y'all.
Please note that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share. Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream with me, Gisela K. This is Grizzly True Crime and it's trial time. Well, today's trial preparation time for a trial that I'm hoping to cover from tomorrow. Why do I say hoping? Because you just never know where exactly it's going to be. Is it going to be Zoom? Is it WebEx? I've got some links and things. Is it going to be, mainstream media with the cameras in there? I don't know. We'll see. But I do plan to cover this trial, no matter what happens. Either it's going to be updates or live trial coverage. So I've already got this stream set up for day one, opening statements tomorrow. So welcome to all my moderators. If you don't know who the moderators are, they've got little wrenches next to their name, and they help to moderate the chat to keep it grizzly, as we say, which is kind and respectful to everyone. Welcome to all my patrons as well, and thank you so much for your support. I couldn't do this without you full time. And also welcome to all my members, subscribers, even new subscribers from today, and lurkers, of course. So I've got a presentation for you. I've got the original press conference, which we're gonna do with a Grizzly boost, okay, that we'll watch together. It's 10 minutes long. Okay, so we're gonna watch that with the Grizzly boost on. And I do not have documents in this case yet. Okay, I've requested them, but it seems that this case, because it's a death penalty case, capital punishment trial coming up.
That's another thing I need to point out. He's facing the death penalty, y'all. So yeah, it's two counts of capital murder. So he's facing the death penalty. Capital
murder, premeditated, planned out, and because of the malice of the crime, meaning
and the fact that he used his experience as a law enforcement officer to pull it off. I heard that too as well.
It doesn't, of course, because a baby is involved. Anytime a baby is involved, they seek the death penalty. Just understand that it doesn't matter. They can't. They're going to try to pin premeditated on you so they can get first degree and ask for the death penalty when it's a baby, and the way he killed the baby was just
right.
Exactly. To me, it's like this guy should already be dead.
All right, here we go.
Which is a huge deal, of course. In Texas, there's been a gag order, and a lot of the documents seem to have been, kept quiet. So if I get anything, of course, I will show it to you, but I've got all the facts that I could find for you from all over the internet, deep diving everything and bringing it to you today so that we know what is this case about, what happened, who, when, where, all of that. We'll do that. We'll do some map time and everything as well so that you can see where it was. And then we'll be ready for tomorrow onwards. The trial is set to last for 3 to 4 weeks is what they say. And I think there's going to be a lot of information learned at this trial with all the information that's been kept quiet, to protect the case, of course. Gene Davis says, appreciate you, G. Thank you for being a member for a year already, Gene Davis. Thank you so much. And I don't want to say your name wrong. Rebecca? Hellerson, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to all the members as well. Okay, so now, are we ready for the presentation? If we are ready, hit the thumbs up, share the video. For now, you can use, there's a few hashtags that have been created. You can use the defendant's name, which is in...
All right, so let me read this description. I think it's going to give a little more insight as well. On April 9th, 2018, so this happened back in 2018, y'all. Border Patrol Supervisor Ronald Anthony Burgers made a 911 call at 11:20 a.m. to report finding the remains of a woman and a child in Father Charles McNoby Park, Northwest Laredo, Texas, while he was on duty and in uniform. Within 1 hour, within 1 hour after making that call, he was the primary suspect and taken into custody. He was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder for victims Griselda Hernandez, his mistress, and their son Dominique Hernandez, and is facing the death penalty. Opening statements will begin on June 26th, which was Monday. Like I said, we're 2 days behind, so we do have to catch up. A much anticipated trial that the families of the victims have been waiting for since April 2018. The trial is taking place in Webb County, 49th Judicial Circuit Court in Texas, with Judge Joe Lopez and the DA, what's his name? Oh, Lord, somebody Alanis. All these people is and defense attorney, The trial is expected to last 3 to 4 weeks. Jurors will have 10 days to decide on the verdict and 5 days for sentencing. Okay. All right, so here we go.
The title, okay, or Grisly True Crime, or Mistress and Child Murder Trials, also what's being used. So there's that. Okay, so let's get into the presentation first. As usual, I will make myself smaller and be over here. And then, where are we traveling to today? As you guys know, I'm South African, living in the Netherlands, which is Holland, which is Europe, okay? Just across the pond from the UK.
Do you know Silas?
Is this Silas?
Oh, hold on. Do you know our Silas?
Is this Silas's other channel?
I gotta talk to Silas and see if she knows her. How about her today?
Oh, Silas got to do an interview of this woman.
Yes. I like to hear her speak, and she's very detailed. Y'all hit that like button for your girl. Feel free to hit the Cash App and support the channel.
Hey, depending on where you're from, there's lots of people I see from Texas in the chat. So welcome to you, and welcome also to family members of the victims. If you are watching, just know this is a safe space and you are very welcome here. We are here to see justice for the victims, which we're going to get into the whole story so you know exactly who they are. But welcome to everyone that's local, all the family, and of course the family of the defendant as well, because this is hell for them too. Sassy Nana, thanks for being a member for 7 months, and Sweet Dreams, thank you for your $3 super chat. All right, so we're going to Laredo. You can see it's right on the border of the USA and Mexico. That's where we're going, to Texas, okay? So here's a little bit of a map time. Small map time.
Hey, Charlene. Okay, sweetie.
And so let's continue on. All right. So Laredo, Texas. Hope I'm saying it right. Laredo, Texas. Laredo is a city on the Mexican border in southern Texas. The Republic of the Rio Grande Museum chronicles. And I just got some of this of what is it? Where is it, right? The short-lived independent nation with displays on local culture and history. Next to Los Dos Laredos Park, a bridge crosses the Rio Grande into Mexico. Lake Casablanca International State Park has trails and a fish-filled lake. The Imaginarium of South Texas is a children's museum with hands-on exhibits. Today, Laredo is home to one of the oldest crossing points along the Mexico-United States border. So you can understand why this defendant, in this case, was a border patrol agent, right? It's right there. And they say it's also the nation's largest inland border entry. This has enabled Laredo to flourish while blending the two distinct cultures of the U.S. and Mexico. All right. Thank you, Patriot Lady, for being a member for 10 months. Oh, let's see. Laredo, is that how you say it? Laredo. Kimberly, thank you so much. You're like, La, Ray. Is it do then, or do? Laredo. Laredo. Thank you very much. Okay, so we continue on. So that's where we're at. Now, let's look what happened. This trial is starting tomorrow, for those of you asking. Yes, okay? Yes, thank you, Janet. There we go. Laredo. Laredo. Okay. Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles. This is the defendant's name. He's now 33 years old. He was 28 years old at the time of the crime. This was in April of 2018. So just think about that. This happened on the 9th of April, 2018. It's been a long wait for the trial. It's like 5 years, right? More than 5. Damn, just over. Finally, it's trial time. And I saw one of the relatives of the victims on Facebook say, your time has come, when they saw this trial date finally announced. Because it has been announced before. There's been so many motions filed. There's been so much back and forth. There's been delay after delay. So, yes, of course, in between was also the pandemic. So, big delays there too, right? So, he was 28 years old at the time of the crime.
I'm back. D Truth, you need to say anything before we continue?
There's been a lot of deaths in that park. I'm trying to find any crime scene photos, but they got them sealed up. But I'm finding all kinds of other deaths in that park. There's like 7 deaths in that park.
Wow. My God. All right, here we go, y'all. Thank you, team. You're welcome, Matt. Thank you, Matt, for supporting Matt. Yes.
April 2018. he was a 9-year veteran of Border Patrol. And he was promoted to become he was a Border Patrol supervisor.
Oh, I'm sorry, Morse voice. Morse voice, you want to say anything? Trey don't matter. He late. Morse voice, you want to say anything before we continue? I keep forgetting you up here.
No, I'm good right now. Just listening. And it's Laredo, Texas. Laredo.
Okay, Laredo, Texas. Okay.
It's about 20 miles from what they call the Columbian Bridge, which is the bridge that you walk across.
To get to Mexico.
Yes, to come from Mexico to the U.S. It's about 20 miles away. And there's a bridge that you have to come across, and that's the bridge to enter the U.S. Because remember that the Rio Grande runs right by it. Mm-hmm. There's other parts, but the one in Laredo is like 20 miles away that you enter. Just to show you how close. So.
Okay. All right, here we go, y'all. Thank you, future
officer in charge of 5 Border Patrol agents. He'd been married for about 5 years when this happened. And he had 2 incidents of possible misconduct in the past. One was for a vehicle crash, which there's no details that I can find on it. And another one was from 2013 for falsifying a burglary. Now, let me expand on what I read about that. They said that he was at work. He said he had to go because his house has been burgled. But then when the police checked on it, because he had to leave Border Patrol work to go there, they're like, he wasn't burgled. There was no signs of a burglary. But apparently there was a fight between his wife and a mistress. I'm not sure if it's the same mistress who's a victim in this case or not. I'm not sure, but those.
So basically, what this limp dick Nick, this is what he did. He was at work, and I guess I don't know if the mistress showed up at his house or however, but the wife and the mistress was into it at his house. So he lied to his people at work and said his house was being burglarized to go home because his wife and a mistress was fighting. And like she said, she don't know if this is this particular woman that's the victim here, but it was a mistress. So he's a cheater. He's been a cheater.
I don't think it was the same girl.
I don't think so neither, because it was like 5 years before.
Yeah, and she doesn't look. Well, that's 10 years.
Yeah, because she's young. Like
she's young.
Yeah,
she's in her mid-20s, if that.
I think 27, if I'm not mistaken. If I read it right.
Yeah, she's in her mid-20s. So I'm not thinking she was the mistress 10 years ago. You know,
right?
Because the baby's what? Not even 1.
The baby wasn't a year. The baby was a baby. Like I want to.
Wasn't even walking.
No.
And at the murder scene, they found the stroller.
Yeah.
The stroller and her clothes. So what makes me believe that since her clothes were scattered, like clothes and stuff was scattered everywhere, I think she was leaving with that baby, and she was putting him on child support. And she was leaving with the baby when he caught her.
All right. Let's listen.
These are some of the past incidents in his past. We don't see really, criminal records or anything like that. So that is all we know for now. Okay. And that's a picture of him from way back, right? So he, now from around 2016, right? 2015, 2016, he had a mistress, Griselda Hernandez. She was 26 at the time.
So he was with her from maybe 2015, 2016 until 2018. Just cheating in the next room.
And she got pregnant. So then their son, Dominic Hernandez, was born on July 26, 2016. Now, this is not something that he wanted, which, dude, if that's not what you want, then number 1, how about being faithful to your wife? Number 2, you can't just be like, no, that's not what I want. Just go away. But that's pretty much what happened, right? She said she would raise the baby on her own, and she actually wanted to continue to pursue a career as a nurse. So that was her plan. In the spring of 2018, she decided to meet with him to ask him for some financial assistance. I mean, he's the dad of their child, and she's like, maybe he could help me out just a little bit. You know, she's struggling a little bit. Maybe he can do what he's supposed to do. And that would be for child support, for daycare, for bills, etc. His reaction, according to Griselda's family, was resistant and irate. He was worried about the impact that this would have on his wife and job. Again, how about thinking about that before you cheat? It's like, oh man, I'm so worried about this. It's going to impact my marriage and my job. Like, okay. Stuck on Strings says how awful she wanted to do this on her own too. Yes. Yes. Nurse Bev. Wrap it up, maybe, if you don't want his. Right. So, yes. Yes, and Rochelle says, do what's right. Then, on April 9th of 2018, 28-year-old Griselda Hernandez went to meet Ronald Burgos Aviles at the Father Charles McNobo Park in Northwest Laredo, Texas. Laredo, Texas. There we go. I'm not going to think how to say it. Okay, let's try that one more time. So 28-year-old Griselda Hernandez went to meet with him at the Father Charles McNabb Park in Northwest Laredo, Texas. Okay. Also, just a quick note, you guys. If I sound just a little bit different, I've got a little cold, okay? It's no biggie. If you're thinking, why does she sound like that? I've got my nasal on. Okay, so this was an area that Aviles, the Border Patrol supervisory agent, he supervised this every day, and he asked her to meet him there. Okay, so he lured her there, is how we could word it. Remember, I know you guys hate this sentence, but he is innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. And if he is proven guilty in the court of law, whoa, he faces the death sentence in this trial. This case might also remind you of another case from September 2018, which the trial happened in November last year, of David Ortiz, another Border Patrol agent, but he was a serial killer. Sex workers, and he has been sentenced to life.
I'm sorry, I meant to pause the damn lady and I muted the mic. But listen, I saw that because I got a little confused when I was doing my research. Do you know about the other Border Patrol cop, the little serial killer Ortiz?
Yes.
Ortiz.
David Ortiz was killing women, luring them. As a Border Patrol, he was luring them and then killing them and then hiding the bodies in the desert areas out around.
Yep.
He got sentenced to life. He didn't get the death penalty. He got life in prison with no chance of parole.
Okay, here we go, y'all. I just thought I'd mention that because I got a little confused. I was like, wait a minute, another one?
It's not the baseball player David Ortiz. It's
no, he was a Border Patrol cop as well.
Yeah. David Ortiz is another one, but that we're not talking about him.
Yeah, all right. Computer want to echo. Damn it, man. Hold on, y'all. Oh, talk for a minute. Give me a minute.
So he was convicted of 4 murders over a span of 4 or 5 years while he was at a Border Patrol officer. So basically, he was using his job to grab people and then murder. They say there's a lot more than just the 4. They can only pin 4 on him, but they suspect him of way more than just 4. And they also got they were sex workers, so he was a cop luring them, but they believe that there's way more than just that, because the town that he worked in was a border town that basically there's a lot of migrants there, a lot of prostitution going on. But they could only prove that he was 4 of the sex workers that he killed. And he was telling people that he was cleaning up the streets. So let's see. Yeah, they just outside of Laredo. So he would leave them along the roads, just outside of Laredo, which is all desert area back there. He hasn't confessed to any more, but his whole attitude was, "I was just cleaning up the streets. They're trash and dirty," was what he told detectives when they started investigating. He was in the Navy for 8 years and served 3 years with the Marines. Then he got put on the Border Patrol.
Hey, Miss Lynn. Hey, Sirius.
Doesn't say how long he was with the Border Patrol.
Border Patrol needs to start doing mental health, like mental checks on these people. My God. All right, here we go, y'all.
And he had 2 incidents of possible misconduct in the past. One was for a vehicle crash, which there's no details at the time.
Rewind.
And she got pregnant.
Okay,
so then
start right here.
Their son, Dominic Hernandez, was born on July 26, 2016. Now, this is not something that he wanted, which, dude, if that's not what you want, then number 1, how about being faithful to your wife? Number 2, you can't just be like, no, that's not what I want. Just go away. Just go away. But that's pretty much what happened, right? She said she would raise the baby on her own, and she actually wanted to continue to pursue a career as a nurse. So that was her plan. In the spring of 2018, she decided to meet with him to ask him for some financial assistance. I mean, he's the dad of their child, and she's like, maybe he can help me out just a little bit. She's struggling a little bit. Maybe he can do what he's supposed to do. And that would be for child support, for daycare, for bills, etc. His reaction, according to Griselda's family, was resistant and irate. He was worried about the impact that this would have on his wife and job. Again, how about thinking about that before you cheat? It's like, oh man, I'm so worried about this. It's going to impact my marriage and my job. Like, okay. Stuck on the String says how awful she wanted to do this on her own too. Yes. Yes, Nurse Bev. Wrap it up, maybe, if you don't want kids. Right. So, yes. Yes, and Rochelle says, do what's right. Then, on April 9th of 2018, 28-year-old Griselda Hernandez went to meet Ronald Burgos Aviles at the Father Charles McNobo Park in Northwest Laredo, Texas. Laredo, Texas. There we go. I'm not going to think how to say it. Okay, let's try that one more time. So 28-year-old Griselda Hernandez went to meet with him at the Father Charles McNabb Park in Northwest Laredo, Texas. Okay. Also, just a quick note, you guys. If I sound just a little bit different, I've got a little cold, okay? It's no biggie. If you're thinking, why does she sound like that? I've got my nasal on. Okay, so this was an area that Aviles, the Border Patrol supervisory agent, he supervised this every day, and he asked her to meet him there. Okay, so he lured her there, is how we could word it. Remember, I know you guys hate this sentence, but he is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. And if he is proven guilty in a court of law, whoa, he faces the death sentence in this trial. This case might also remind you of another case from September 2018, which the trial happened in November last year, of David Ortiz, another Border Patrol agent, but he was a serial killer. He had murdered 4 female sex workers, and he has been sentenced to life in prison. So, just so you know, it's not the same guy. Because sometimes if you research Ronald...
What is my computer doing, y'all? Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. Lord Jesus. It's just doing stuff on its own, y'all. I promise.
Hit that Cash App. We need new equipment.
Oh my God, do we?
Ronald Burgos Aviles' name, the Ortiz case comes up. So don't get confused, because those are 2 different cases. from 2018, but very different. In the one's a serial killer, this is categorized as a family crime, which I watched a clip of the victim's family speaking out, and they just said, wow, they didn't think it's like a family crime, like a DV type, like a family crime, but they're like, oh, well, obviously he's the father of the child. So even though they didn't live together or anything like that, it's categorized that way. Yes. And Julie Bean says, yes, I watched that trial. Okay. So this, again, was an area that Aviles supervised every day, so he knew the area very well. And he asked her to meet him there. This would be the second time that he would ever see Dominic, seeing him days before. I put that in bold because I'm going to expand on that a little bit later. But just keep in mind, initially, for like 4.5 years, it was said that this was the first time that he was going to see his son. But it's actually the second time. And the first time, ooh, what a red flag, guys. Oh, my word. Okay, so we'll get to that later. Just remember the little spider. Griselda, and no spoilers, okay? Griselda told him that Dominic had issues walking and was crying, so she wanted to cut the meeting short, according to her sister, because she was texting her sister, and she'd used her sister's car to get there, which was found at the scene. I think they said it was a white Mercedes-Benz. Now, between 9:55 a.m. and 10 a.m., Griselda and Dominic were murdered. They were allegedly stabbed. They've also kept that very close to the vest, but it did come out later that they were allegedly stabbed. And more info will be learned during the trial. Again, I feel for the families of the victims because they're going to be re-traumatized hearing all of this.
Stabbed a baby.
Losing them is already terrible, but hearing the details.
What now?
Stabbed a baby.
Mm.
They gonna eat that. They gonna eat that man up in prison.
They
gonna eat that man up.
Y'all know they say stabbing is the most personal. Like, you know, to stab somebody is literally worse than like shooting a gun.
Up close.
Yeah, personal. Up close, personal. Just gruesome. It takes a lot to stab somebody to death.
Yep. They're looking right at you.
Yes, and you just. And then a baby?
Yeah, the baby. Oh man, that dude, he should have already offed himself. You know.
Oh my goodness.
After that.
Lord have mercy.
Oh man. So let's show them lots of support. If you want to show them support, they have shared white ribbons. They all wore white ribbons to a candlelight vigil and when they've met up. So you can either share, I've made a new emoji for all the members, which is a white ribbon. You can share that to show solidarity, to stand in support of justice for the victims and to show the family support. Or if you're not a member, just use a white heart in the chat. So yes, between 9:55 and 10 a.m., that's when the police have said the murders took place. So they really narrowed that down, huh? That must be based on cell phone data and all of that, as we know, that they have got. Who knows if there's Google search is going to come out, imagine that. So Aviles had clocked in for work at 6 a.m. that day. And the only radio transmission that he made that day between then and 11:20 a.m. was about finding the bodies. And this was described by Border Patrol management as highly out of the norm. So normally he'd be very busy. I imagine like a walkie-talkie, like on the radio, right? Reporting lots of things, saying clear, whatever, as he's supervising. That day, super quiet until 11:20 a.m. when he's like, oh, wow, look at that. Discovered a body. So this is one of those smart ones, right? Lenny, thank you so much for your Australian dollar.
Thank you, Lynn.
Super sticker. Thank you. Shame, does that little controller, it's because he's got a cold, huh? Like me, this one. Cute. So then, yes, they said that's a bit odd that he didn't talk on the radio except for that time. So everybody was already red flagging the situation. So here we've got some pictures of the park as well. And I mean, it looks like a beautiful park. The picture on the right that says Father Charles M. McNover Park, I think that was a time when it was a bit flooded, as you can see there. They had some flooding a few years back. But I just wanted to show you the beautiful, the sign and everything for the park. It's supposed to be a place where kids go and relax, There's a baseball field, there's a swimming pool. And this guy.
The truth, I know you be on it with the visuals. So once you start your visuals, let me know and I'll take this banner down. I'm pretty sure, as we get into it, you're going to have some visuals for us. That's just what you do. I wish I had to put up a picture of this park for y'all, but yeah, it is a pretty park.
Took advantage of the nature all around it, which we'll look at as well, because we're going to do some map time. I want to show you where, from watching all the clips, for all the police everywhere, I'm like matching the clip to wait, where is that exactly? Because it's not quite where the park is. It's just a little further south. Janine, thank you. You say thank you for your hard work, and thank you for supporting my hard work and being a member for 6 months. So yes, this is the park area, and you can see the crime scene tape in the area where they found the bodies. Sure. Okay. So we continue on. So he called 911. It's like classic, right? This guy. He stands there, he called 911 at 11:20 a.m. to report the discovery of the bodies and to request an ambulance. Now, police found it very sus that he wanted to stay there at the scene, who does that remind you of? Tell me, guys, who does that remind you of? Staying at the scene, calling 911 and be like, okay, waiting for them. Yeah, look what I found. See what you guys say. But yes, the bodies were found 15 feet apart with a stroller and other belongings scattered nearby. Wow. Yes. They were found near the banks of the Rio Grande, near the Bristol and Allen crossing in the Delwood Park neighborhood, in the Camino a las Minas area. So we're going to look at that. That's very important so that we can narrow down the area. I'm thinking of Alec Murdaugh because he was like, ooh, call 911. Yeah, I'm right here. Just found him. Yeah, they've been shot. Bad. That's who I was thinking of. He's like standing at the scene calling 911, right? So then, a wrongful death lawsuit filed by Griselda's family alleged, and I will move to show you this motive in a moment. The wrongful death lawsuit by her family said that upon information and belief, the bodily injuries inflicted by the defendant did not kill them instantly, and both had to endure excruciating pain and suffering of the attacks before finally succumbing to the injuries and passing away. Oh, this stuff, man. When law enforcement arrived, they noted that the bodies had not been there for long. So even that is like, this guy standing there and he's like, yep, found him. And they're like, wow, interesting. This has not been here for very long, and yet here you are. Yes, Janet, it's a house. It's a house. And so, within 1 hour, based on his behavior, based on everything that everyone had added up, law enforcement was like, yeah, this guy's the primary suspect. POI. In custody. Off we go. So, yes, he was taken into custody, and as more evidence came out, they very quickly charged him with the 2 murders, because they're like, whoa, I mean, yeah, this guy definitely not a smart criminal. Okay. So, yes. Let me quickly just check something, what you guys answered on the poll. Have you ever heard of this case? 33%. I don't think so. Remind me. 4% say yes, followed closely. Hey, welcome to the 4%. Let me know if there's something that I'm not saying that you know. And then 12% yes, but never followed, and 51% never heard of it. Well, welcome. We'll know all about it, especially after this trial, right? So the motive, what was the motive? They say allegedly over not wanting to pay child support. Because remember, he was worried this was going to affect his marriage and his work just too much.
Thank you, man. Y'all heard that cash out. Support your girl.
So here are some pictures that I found from a news clipping of the stuff scattered around the scene. Because there's also this account of him standing around there. We're going to read through it from an article as well. And moving. When someone else arrived there, he's like, look what I found, and he moved.
Oh, yeah, it is serious. And I'm glad you said that. Let me put my trigger warning up just to... Oh, Lord, because it is a lot. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I just don't understand how some people could do certain things. But, yeah, I'm going to put this trigger warning up for anybody. You know, they may be triggered. Just letting you know, I enjoy y'all being here. But if you're going to be triggered, you know, just a warning, you know, so you may, you know, leave if you need to leave. Thank you, Sirius, for reminding me of that, because I usually remember to put my trigger warnings up, but... Yeah.
What the hell is that on D Truth avatar?
Oh, that's hold on. That's when they was I'm not sure. What is it, the truth? It was it when they was memorializing her?
That's the visual they had.
Yeah, the visual. Yeah.
That's the visual. I heard about them. I ain't never been to no visual, but I heard about them.
That they said over 1,000 people attended that vigil for them in that park, and that's right where she was murdered.
Yeah, people do that. Like the spot where their loved ones pass. I know we got a flower and some other things at the spot where my son passed. A lot of people do that, Troy. They.
Man, I know the light poles in the city are covered with flowers and berries and stuff.
Yeah.
Damn near every light pole in the city got something on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad.
Pretty sad. Concrete. It's just child.
Now, Troop, are you gonna do the one where the man killed his 3 sons?
Send me something. I gotta look at that one. Send me something.
Gotcha.
All right.
And then he picked up a shoe and like put it nearby as well. And they're like, why is he doing that? See,
I know, girl. Me too.
Again, it reminds me of Alec Murdoch, just because Alec was like, oh no, I touched them already and everything. So I think he was thinking of that, like, oops, sorry, touched them without gloves, my bad. Because they're like, don't you have gloves? And he's like, no, I don't. So, yes.
Contaminating the murder.
By my cat?
On purpose.
On purpose, because he knew his fingerprints. Look, it didn't take them long to figure out who she was and that he was attached to her.
An hour. That's amazing.
That's what I want to know. I want to know how they found out so soon.
One of the other cops is like, "Hey, ain't that your baby mom?" Like, because they talk to each other. Plus, if she had filed anything, they probably had maybe told the family member.
And then when they notified the family, I'm sure the family immediately told them about him.
Yeah, because the car was out there.
It was dumb. It was stupid for him to even be the one to discover her. If he was gonna do it with his weak, cowardly ass, and put her in, in the park like that, why would you be the one to discover her when you know that the family know who you are? As soon as they did that family notification, the people they outright probably told him this is who did it. Yeah. It's just dumb.
It's crazy.
They
need to add time for that too.
Shit, I agree. Add a damn ass whooping on. That's what that punishment need to be, a good ass whooping.
Okay, but they're gonna check the transponder in his car. All police cars have transponders in them, so they know where every police car is at any given time. So
he was just stupid.
They were gonna check and they were gonna see, you've been in this spot for like over an hour.
Right here.
you haven't moved. You didn't see anything. I mean, you were right there. Your car is over there. I mean, your car has been parked in this park for the last hour. You didn't hear anything. You didn't hear any screams. Nothing.
Yeah. Dumbest criminal ever.
A lifetime beat down. Come on, Ramsey. Every motherfucking day, same time every day. Ass whooping.
Yeah, torture.
Yeah.
Oh, they gonna get him.
Walk by and stab them once a day, twice a day.
They definitely gonna get him. There's no playing around when it comes to that. When children
and women.
Yep. Children
and the elderly.
Oh, they gonna get them. They definitely gonna get them.
Sonia said if a person is going to step out on their marriage relationship, then they should be man or woman enough to deal with the consequences instead of running scared, then turn evil to the one they've been enjoying. Exactly, Sonia. Hey, E. Brooks. Exactly. Ridiculous.
Point. I think you missed the beginning of the stream. Yes, I'm going to be streaming the trial as long as it is available.
Thank you, Troy.
To stream. I will be streaming the trial. We'll be watching it together from tomorrow. Okay. So, it's just so sad when you see it like this, like the stroller chucked to one side and the shoe on another side. Oh, man. And there is a picture of the victims, Griselda and Dominique. Dominique was only 18 months old, and Griselda was 28 years old. I've shared the two white ribbons because, as I say, the family at a candlelight vigil, they were sharing white ribbons. They're all wearing white ribbons. So took note of that, and so we'll be sharing white ribbons and white hearts throughout the stream like this to show support for the family in case they do check in, because oftentimes they do. Yes, T3 says, oh my goodness, seeing the students stroller and shoe and their beautiful faces, I can't. It's very sad, right? Yes, so let's continue on.
Shout out to
now we go back to
People's Lounge. Good afternoon, True Panel Mars members in chat. Good afternoon, People's Lounge. Thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate you.
That little moment I highlighted earlier that I wanted to tell you about. In April of 2023, so all that time this information hadn't come out until April of this year, new evidence was presented at a pretrial hearing. Aviles had met his son
all right, Natasha, thank you.
days before April 9th of 2023. And it was said that he was bitten by a spider. So I'm gathering that was his story. Ooh, whoops, saw him bitten by a spider. He got very sick and was struggling to walk. He was crying. And Griselda planned to take him to the doctor. But Aviles said that he wanted to see him again before he went to the doctor. So it's kind of like, whoa, after he spent some time with you, he's got the spider bite, like he's crying and struggling to walk and talk, like, okay, he's not quite himself, and I'm going to take him to the doctor. And this guy says, no, bring him to me first before you go to the doctor. Which tells me he'd already tried to take his life because the child in his mind was the problem. That is so sad. Oh my word. So after the April 9th, 2018 murders, the medical examiner noted that the spider bite was actually from an 18-gauge needle mark.
What?
Authorities found a gym bag belonging to Aviles, which had a 18-gauge needle inside.
What?
Oh man, Crystal, thank you for being a member for 6
Can you know what? Okay, all right, I gotta get through this, y'all.
months, and you say, hi, everyone. Not T-Pain says, how do you do this to your baby? How? Danny Dawn says, I think he tried to. Yeah, and alive the baby before. Yes, indeed. An 18-gauge needle. So I don't know what that had. We're going to learn that probably in the trial, right? Like, what was he doing there? So I'm just showing you some types of needles there. Sorry if that's a trigger for anyone. They also said the family is not asking for donations and warned people from giving money to a GoFundMe account claiming to be theirs. You see, that's what I said yesterday. GoFundMe's true crime, oftentimes a red flag, right? Be careful, because there's lots of people that capitalize on the vulnerability of families with missing loved ones or with loved ones that they've lost. And they're like, ooh, they make GoFundMes so that they can trick people to donate to them instead of to the family. So the family's made it clear they don't have one.
True.
So these are the types of needles you can see there.
Go ahead.
So an 18-gauge needle is basically an insulin needle. It's the one commonly sold in drugstores for people that take insulin. Anything higher, you need a prescription for. But an 18-gauge, you do not need a prescription for because it's a commonly used needle for giving insulin. But most of the time people have, like if you get the insulin, they give you X amount of needles. But you can buy them from the store without a prescription.
Right. Right, Ramley. Right.
For injections, and the 18-gauge one, you could see it there. It's not of our biggest one, but it's pretty big, especially for an 18-month-old. In my word, it's like, oh, spider bite. Wow. Okay. Okay. So he was suspended indefinitely without pay, of course. He was arraigned on the murder charges and held without bond at the Webb County Jail, where he's been since April 9th, 2018. Evidence includes AT&T cell phone records, Facebook, Snapchat, text messages, tire marks, etc. In August of 2018, Judge Lopez issued a gag order on the case, and he faces capital punishment in this case. And we hear all the, just hear about, I don't have the documents physically. If you find some, let me know. Send them. Whatever you find, okay? Send to me in this case. You know I love that. But yes, it's been like a whole back and forth and motions filed, and he's had asked for different attorneys 3 times and all kinds. So he's ready for trial now. Yes, and that starts tomorrow. So yeah, he faces capital punishment in this case, and the family has requested, because I think in some states the family can request a method, right? Lethal injection is what I read, which is, that's a good choice based on the 18-gauge needle and trying to use that on an 18-month-old baby boy who was his son. Lisa said, you couldn't find a place to throw away the needle in the days after. How lazy can you be? Yeah, he's lazy and not smart, thank goodness. So the National Chief Provost of Customs and Border Protection issued the following statement. All of us at the U.S. Border Patrol and U.S. Customs Border Protection are truly saddened and shocked by this horrific tragedy and loss of life. On behalf of the Border Patrol and CBP, I extend our heartfelt condolences to the victim's family and friends. While it is CBP policy not to comment on the details of an ongoing investigation, we do not tolerate criminal actions by any of our employees. We are fully cooperating with the Laredo Police Department's investigation and stand ready to take any appropriate action in support of the case. We mourn with our community, but we are doing everything in our power to ensure that the party responsible for this inexcusable and reprehensible crime is held accountable. Yes. Thank you, Copper Horse, for sharing the hashtags that you can use if you do share the video. I think YouTube automatically bans links and hashtags in the chat, but if you want to like and share the video, you can use these hashtags suggested here, which is also in the description box. There will be live coverage of this trial. So from tomorrow, that's my plan. Tomorrow's stream, I'm first going to start off. It should start at 8 o'clock Texas time, which is 2:45 p.m. my time. I'm going to start off first. Sorry, I'm saying 2:45 because 15 minutes before. 3 p.m. my time. And I'm starting 15 minutes before with a members-only stream so you can waffle and scramble around and look for all the links and everything, okay? We're going to do that. And then as soon as we're there, as soon as we can see, yeah, it's happening, then I'm gonna be live with all of you, okay? So I just want to figure it out because you never quite know. As we saw with the Megan Imirowitz trial, they said it's going to be available via Zoom, and I was all linked in there to the court stream, and it just never happened via Zoom. And they're like, oh yeah, they've changed their mind. So you never know what happens at these courts. So Cherry says, DP is too good for this monster, suffering over too quickly. Maybe we can give him a spider bite or 2 or 12. Little spider bite. So now this is from an article. I just put it here because, I'm in the Netherlands, so sometimes I have to use a VPN due to European privacy laws to access some articles, right? But so I didn't want to lose this one. I could see it's still there, but I just pasted it here so you can see it. Let me just quickly see the source. It's kgns.tv. Because again, just a little more detail, okay? Yeah, this is the thing. Holly Monster says that the logic always escapes me. I don't want my wife to know, but let me get myself thrown in prison for life and make sure she finds out everything.
Dumbass.
Yeah, I thought he was so smart. Laredo, Texas. A federal agent testifies on what he saw the day that Griselda Hernandez and her son Dominique's bodies were found. Now remember, there was a grand jury indictment in this case as well, so there's been hearings and grand jury witnesses and all sorts. So information has come out slowly but surely, but we're going to find out everything in the trial. It is what it is. Welcome to membership. So the Border Patrol agent who took the stand on day 2 of the hearing has been with the agency for 10 years. At the time of the murders on April 9th of 2018, the agent was a field training officer, meaning he was in charge of training new agents in the field. He told the state that he and his trainee were at Father McNobo Park around 11 a.m. Remember, Abilene made the call at 11:20 a.m., okay, showing the new recruit the area. The agent says that he saw a gate, and we'll look at that, which is typically closed, opened. So they found that odd. Both agents saw Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles's unit drive into the park and park next to them. Burgos is the man accused of the murders. The agent says while trying to have a conversation with Burgos, Burgos remained quiet. They parted ways, and moments later, Burgos called for the agent through their radio unit. Burgos asked the agent for assistance, And that's when the agent saw Burgos outside the unit and a woman on the ground, later identified as Griselda Hernandez. The agent called dispatch, radioing in the scene. So I don't know if he was waiting for someone to enter through the gate, which was open, or if he got sort of caught.
Hey, Miss Ann, good morning.
But very interesting nonetheless. Let's continue on because there's more to this article as well. Java Junkie, I'm so glad I'm much better than boring radio. So because he did not have his gloves on him, the agent asked for gloves, but Burgos claimed he didn't have them on him. The trainee did have gloves and gave it to him and Burgos. The agent checked the victim for a pulse but found none. He goes on to claim that Griselda's body was moved by Burgos. Shocked, the agent said they were told not to disturb the scene. Burgos allegedly found a shoe in the brushes and placed it near Griselda's body. When Laredo police arrived at the scene, an investigator asked the agents to submit a statement on what took place. As they were writing their statements to police, they were told a second body was discovered, later identified as Dominique. The bodies were about 15 feet apart. The agent says that he called his station to notify what was happening. According to the agent, Burgos had not notified the Border Patrol station of what was happening, despite being the supervisor on the scene. Yeah, Paula Street says, caught in the moment. After 30 minutes of testimony, the defense questioned the agent about the location on the day of the crime. Some of the questions were regarding how Griselda's body was found and the helicopter that was flying over the scene. The state questioned the agent again about the shoe that Burgos allegedly placed at the scene. Judge Joe Lopez questioned the agent about the statement he gave at the scene of the crime versus at the police station. The agent said he was able to provide more details at the police station. Another witness who took the stand was a Laredo Police Department investigator who has been in the position for 4 years. The investigator says they found a vehicle at the park that was identified as belonging to Griselda Hernandez's sister. Okay. He goes on to say that Burgos was next to him, and at the time, a radio message was announced that the sister of the victim had told her that she was going to meet a man by the name of Anthony Burgos.
Didn't I tell you?
Burgos and the investigator.
Didn't I tell you? As soon as they talked to that sister.
Yeah, they ran the plates, and it comes back to her sister. They call her sister and say, "We found your car at this park," and she goes, "Well, my sister took it to meet a man by the name of." So there you go, buddy. You were a dumbass. Well, first off, you called in the crime, but I think so. When did he meet her? Was it earlier?
He met her at like 9. If she passed at 9:55, he met her
in the morning, and then
it was the morning.
Picked up that cop to show him the park, and that's when he supposedly found the body.
Yes.
You're stupid for.
And mind you, when he called her and told her to come with the baby, he had been at work. He was at work. He had been at work since 6 a.m.
Yeah.
You know.
But how dumb is that? You're first off, you're calling her, so there's your phone record. Second,
exactly.
She told her she's going to tell her sister who she's going to meet.
Yeah, she's in her sister's car.
Second, you're in the area and you're the baby daddy. Like they didn't know who the baby daddy was.
Come on.
This guy deserves. I don't even know why they're wasting their time. Just take him out back and shoot him. Jesus Christ, it's ridiculous.
I wonder how he got her to come. He must agree to help her out. Well, they were meeting to discuss him providing financial. You know, and this has happened in so many cases that I've watched, like coverage on, where the guy called, you know, it'll be a back and forth about the baby and the support of the baby and and then the guy called the woman and say, "Okay, let's talk. Can we meet up? Can we talk?" And that's when they do what they do. I mean, it's so, and it's sad, but it's so common. That's how they get the woman to meet them.
Don't go to a secluded area.
Go to
McDonald's with a bunch of people.
But in her defense, though, it was his job. I don't know. I just would be weary. I don't know.
You can meet me at McDonald's, or you know what? Let's meet at a donut
Oh,
shop.
I ain't gonna meet you by myself. Period.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like you can meet me at the donut shop. You're gonna be there anyway, so I'll just stop by the.
Especially a man who's doing everything in his power
that's carrying a
for
gun.
His wife not to find out. Like, she's been a well-kept secret for so long, and then the baby comes along, still a well-kept secret, and you know this man is just don't want his wife to find out. You know, and women, I think love and what women think of love, it kind of clouds their judgment. But this is just sad. It's really sad. All right, here we go, y'all. We 30 minutes in. It's an hour, so we're doing good.
Heard the message.
So he was worried about the job and the wife finding out, but he meet her at Rambling. Come on now. I can't.
Burgos allegedly responded by saying, "I'm not Anthony Burgos, I'm Ronald. His name is Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles." But you see, in that moment over the radio, they were like, wait, okay, so based on the car and the registration, whose car is this? And they figured it out, and they found the sister, and then they hear on the radio that Griselda, was going to meet up with a man called Anthony Burgos. And he says, "I'm not Anthony Burgos, I'm Ronald." Whew, he was very, very busted at that moment. Hey, Candy Rapper, thank you for being a member for 5 months. The investigator questioned Burgos, asking if he knew anyone by the same last name, to which Burgos said no. The investigator says Burgos was patted down and an ID was found. This is how he was arrested so quick, by the way, so busted. That message on the radio. The state asked for Burgos' reaction when he heard his name radioed in. The investigator says he was looking at his hands, testifying, "We didn't want him to reach for his weapon." The defense questioned the investigator about the next steps after being patted down. Other questions asked by the defense on the number of officers present at the scene and actions taken, to which the investigators say he wasn't sure. Thank you, Joy Amy's, for saying poke, for rather censoring what you're asking there. You know how YouTube works. I don't know. That's interesting, right? Mm-hmm. A police officer was then called to testify in the hearing. The officer has been with the department for 10 years. He said he was familiar with the area and was questioned about the gate that was mentioned by the federal agent who was interviewed earlier in the day. The officer says that a Border Patrol agent on boat patrol called for his attention regarding tracks found. An exhibit of a foot sole on the ground was presented at the hearing. The officer says a city employee was questioned about the gate, who assured the officer that they had closed the gate before leaving that morning. Amy Lee, welcome to membership, and Cherry and Max, also welcome.
Well, according to her and some things that I read, Rambling, it was because of COVID for one, and also a lot of motions. They did a lot of there was a lot of motions put into the courts throughout the years as well. You know, they went to court a lot.
And he switched lawyers 3 times.
Wow.
So he actually dismissed his lawyers 2 times before the lawyers he has now. So every time you dismiss a lawyer, now you got to get these lawyers up to speed. So they have to get the motion they have to put the motion in for them to become his lawyer. Then they have to get up to speed. So they have to look at all the discovery. So it 5 years is him dicking around because he knows this is the death penalty case. That's 5 more years of his life right there. You know, and the fact that the longer you drag it out, the
I think the weaker the case becomes.
Yeah, the less the eyewitnesses remember, the less and if the cops don't keep a good detailed description of the things they saw or done, you could have just bad police work that things get lost, evidence gets lost. The longer you drag it out, the better it is for you. Because things get lost all the time. DNA gets lost. It's you're just trying to, and that's why he kept switching his lawyers. You know, every time you switch a lawyer, that's 6 months. It's going to take them 6 months to get up on all the discovery and everything to read about the case. So he did that for a whole year, but he would let the lawyers go, and then they'd do some motions, and then all of a sudden he'd let them go and get another one. He just dragged it out another 8-9 months, a year.
All right.
Interesting. Consuelo Medina says 18 gauge needle is huge, especially when used on an infant. It can cause a lot of damage. I'm a retired registered nurse. Thank you so much for the information. So they say the officer says a Border Patrol agent on a boat patrol called for his attention regarding tracks found. So not only do they have the evidence probably from everything from the cell phones and everything, but also his behavior, the name radioed in and all of that, but also the tire tracks matching. And exhibit, from to his car and all that. We'll see from the trial, everything that they'll say. The officer says a city employee was questioned about the gate who assured the officer they had closed the gate before leaving that morning. The officer was also present when the investigator and Burgos heard his last name mentioned through the call that police heard about Griselda allegedly meeting up with a federal agent with the last name of Burgos. Oh man, that moment, wow. The officer says he questioned Burgos about his name. He goes on to say Burgos was placed inside the police unit. Oh yes. And then they say the state then showed video of what took place inside the unit where Burgos was questioned by the officer. Burgos is heard asking why he's being taken to the police department. The officer was also questioned about how he patted down Burgos, about the tracks found, and on why Burgos was taken in. The special agent who oversees incidents involving employees also testified in the hearing. She was assigned to Burgos' case. She was asked about protocols and the investigation the agency did regarding the case. The evidence shown on March 10th's hearing is being done to know what will be admitted at the trial. So we're already getting a taste of all the stuff that will be admitted at the trial. And let's hope it's like the Letitia Staff trial and that there's someone,
hey, Brandy,
analyst Kevin Clark on the case with the timelines and the data points and everything, the Tiggy one and all that, huh? That'll be amazing. So yeah, this article said the trial date is set for 2023. It's starting tomorrow. Opening statements start tomorrow. They've already selected the jury. I also wrote down here that some articles have said there's 16 jury members, but others say there's 12 holders and 2 substitutes, which equals 14, if I count that correctly. 14 to 16 jury members have already been chosen very carefully because it is a death penalty case. So, yes. Okay. So that's what we have there. Now, what we're going to do now is map time. Then we will look at, we'll do map time. Then we'll look at the original press conference, because we love that. With the Grizzly boost, trust me, it needs it. We need to boost that sound. And that's also only 10 minutes long, okay? And then we're pretty much in the know of what we know so far in all this time, because not much other information has been released. Okay, so map time.
All right, I walked out. What'd she say before the music started, y'all? I got a
She said it's nap time.
I thought she said nap time. Did she say nap time?
Did she say nap time? Oh, when she come back.
NAP, nap time? She got to take a nap between
I didn't hear that. I watched the baby for 2 seconds. And she taking a nap?
Yeah, nap. She said, I could have swore she said nap time too. But I thought maybe she said map time. I don't know. But I thought she said nap time.
She said nap time because it looked like she's showing. What?
Then we got a 10-minute video nap time, and then we got a 10-minute video. So go to sleep, guys. Take a short nap, and we'll be right back.
God.
And she's just gonna have you sit there listening to the music. So are we supposed to take out our maps like we're in the little, our mats that we have for kindergarten? We should take our mats out on the floor and take a nap.
I'm not gonna play with you.
So if y'all don't hear me, I'm being obedient and I'm taking a nap.
You're always napping, so it doesn't matter.
Oh God.
Stay out of my business.
I know that's right.
So what I have on the screen is actually gauges for needles.
Okay, go ahead and talk for me.
So basically, what you're looking at here is all the gauges for needle. The lower the lower the number, the bigger the gauge. So most of these, you're only going to use the bigger needles for thicker, like medication that's going to be injected. But the 16 through 20 is mostly what they use. Now, I know some of you are nurses, so correct me if I'm wrong. But these are, so the 18 is right there towards the end. That's the needle that they said was injected into the baby. So I'm guessing 20 is usually used for babies because that looks like the smallest gauge. Anything to say? Come correct?
That's crazy.
Trey's being beat
So
up right now.
I could see why they thought he might have been bit by a spider.
Well,
that it would leave, but
I guess he was telling that story, not the. It isn't from the mother. It was the story was from him that he wanted to see the child or something. I mean, I'm trying to figure out his, his defense on him. He's innocent. He didn't do it. Did he say he wanted to see the child or because they're showing, like, they have the first day of cross examination, or they have the defense opening. I saw that, and then they have the prosecutors opening. So I'm gonna have to go listen to them. Maybe she'll play those. I sent to those to her earlier.
So pretty much, his main purpose was to get rid of the baby.
Her too. Or you're saying he's only seen her twice.
Right. But the first time he saw her and the baby, that's when he stuck the baby with the needle.
When did he see the baby? It had to be recently if they found if that wound was still there. I mean, it would have to be like in the last couple of days.
Okay,
for them to find the needle mark on the baby. Maybe they're saying that's what killed the baby, whatever he injected into the baby.
Okay, so when did he inject the baby?
Well, if the autopsy found the needle mark, it had to be either maybe he didn't stab the baby, maybe he injected the baby with something to kill it.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, the mother told the father that the baby had a spider bite, or what?
That's what I thought that's what they were saying, that the mother had told them that the baby can't really walk. I got to take him to the doctor. And he was like, well, I want to see him before he goes to the doctor. That's what I heard with
that's what was saying.
Right.
The testimony. But I don't know who said that, whether it was him that said it or they're taking that as, I don't know who told them that the baby had a spider bite. But I'm guessing it's him because he's saying, well, I asked to see the baby before you go to the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying that I didn't. I saw her, but I left them. They were alive when I left. This is a crazy park because understand there's been a lot of murders in that park. I counted 7 in that park just from me looking up murder scene photos from Father Nobio's park. And I found 7 murder scenes in that park. So it would be a good defense. Well, this is a pretty dangerous park. I mean, I met her here at the park, but I thought she was leaving. park. I didn't know she stayed, you know. What time did you meet her? 9 o'clock. Well, she died at 9:30. So, can you tell me somebody ran up to her right after you left?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So the thing I sent you this morning, Truth, has the prosecution's opening statement and the defense's opening statement.
Okay, let's get through this. Can y'all hear me? Because I went out for a minute.
Yeah.
Let me put you back on solo. All right, so let's listen.
Okay, and I'm with you again. Here we go. Let's get our map on.
Malia.
Yeah, I'm thinking Cherry says only 2 alternates. I'm thinking that article was probably wrong. I'm pretty sure there would be 4 alternates, which means there would be 16 jurors. That sounds more correct. Okay, sorry. I just want to make it nice and big for you, okay? How about like this? Yes. Cherry says, I love me some map time. Oh, wow. Okay, Yadi DV says 18 gauge used for body piercings too. Okay.
Malia.
Jennifer's right. Buckle up. She's driving. Candy says, Candy Rapper, I recognize her aunt and her mother in the courtroom footage I watched. Yes. Okay, if you're brand new here, yeah, we do map time. It really helps just to visualize where did this happen, what happened. With all the cases we look at, we try to do map time so we can just see where, what, who, how, when, what's happening, okay?
True.
So, we're going here.
Hey. True. Can you pause it? So, Ramblin has a question. Ramblin has a question for D True.
So, yeah, I just answered. So, the murders were over an 8-month period.
Who are we talking about? What murders?
The murders in the park where she was found at.
Oh, okay.
And two of those murders were, of course, her and the child, but there was 5 other murders in that park.
Wow.
So he picked the right park. He knew that park had a history. So basically, you know, he's going to try to say that, well, when I left them, they were alive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened after I left. I was, you know, I had to go pick up my new guy, and drive him around. I don't think he thought that they were going to connect her.
I don't know why though. Once they talked to that family, I don't understand why he didn't think that.
I don't think he connected. I don't think that he was thinking they were going to connect that van so quickly.
Right.
And he would have time to leave because I think he was getting ready to leave. Because there's no possible way they're not going to point the finger at him. Trust me, mistresses, you know, babies out of marriages, you're the first person they're going to point at.
And I don't understand it be these ones in law enforcement that act like they don't know that.
Yeah, we had one.
It's amazing.
I want to say 10 years ago. He was a cop. He killed his mistress and their child and put them in the trunk of a car and burned the car up.
Wow. Okay.
Here, as we looked at earlier, let's zoom in.
She said map time. We're zooming into a map now. She finds it necessary to zoom into where it happened.
To the area. We're going to Texas, everyone. Buckle up. We're flying in now. And then, it's so pixelated. I just really want to change that. I think I could change it on my side by making it just a little less sharp. How about that? Wait, and we'll just make it nice for you. Tweaking now, huh? Nicely. Okay, that should be good. So we're going here to this area. Laredo. And remember from the presentation where they said where it was. If we go zoom out a little bit, they said this Delwood Park area. So you can see it says Quail Creek, Lowry Farm, Delwood Park. So we know it's more around here, which is why I put this here, right? Because here's the Father Charles M. McNobo Park. I'm so sorry if I'm saying it wrong. But here's the park. You can see with the fields and everything. Look, it's a huge park. It's baseball field is here. Lots of parking space. So he would have probably told her to meet him there. I'm wondering if a car was found around this area. We'll see that in the trial. You know, I'm sure we'll hear about where. I'm thinking that it could have been around here, and maybe he said it's could go for a drive or something. I don't know, because obviously you can drive along these paths here, these, you know, trails, or maybe he said let's drive somewhere else. Come with me, let's go for a picnic or something like that. Who knows? But at the end of the day, they said the bodies were found along this Allen Drive and Bristol Road, but on the walking trails near this Rio Grande riverbank. So, and along the walking trails. So now I'm not sure of the exact pinpoint, but it would be in this area right here. Based on all the video clips I've watched of all the police walking in and out of this dirt road area, you can see them walking here as well. Somewhere in here, you know, somewhere around here, close to the riverbank, is where he left. The body's 15 feet apart, and the stroller was also chucked somewhere, the shoes chucked somewhere, all of that. Yes. I'm just quickly having a look what you guys are saying. Judy says, I think the number of alternatives depends on how long they anticipate the trial to be. They anticipate the trial to be 3 to 4 weeks for those of you only joining the stream now. And I'll be covering it live if I can. Depends on where they're streaming it, what's happening. But I plan to, from tomorrow, opening statements should start tomorrow. Yes. Okay. Text message, we drag out our words, Gisela. Laredo Park. So now, if we go here, okay, I'm going to put the little Google man down.
Map time. I can't do map time.
Right here.
All right, so what I'm going to skip to y'all is the actual press conference that took place after, you know, the murders. I can't do map time. I don't, you know. All right, so let's go.
With a name, for the man named Anthony.
Let me go back. All right.
A boost going for you. Just wait 1 second. Grizzly boost is going on. Okay. Let's see. And they filmed it in this vertical orientation in 2018. It's from April 10th, 2018 is what they say. It's just a 10-minute one. So I thought we could watch that together. There we go. So that you would have seen it as well in this case. Barbara says also premeditated. Absolutely, especially with a spider bite and luring her there and saying, don't go to the hospital yet. So it means that he allegedly had attempted to unalive his son and then had lured them back and then decided he's going to allegedly murder Griselda and his son. As if that would sort out all his problems, right? Yeah, Jay Rostian says, if he was smart, he wouldn't be in that situation at all. Exactly. Okay, so let's play this.
So this is the press conference, y'all.
Name for the man named Anthony Burgos, who was described as a Border Patrol agent. He became the primary person of interest in the investigation early, the first few minutes of the case or hours of the case. Detectives were able to locate Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles, age 28 years, at the location of the crime scene. Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles is a 9-year Border Patrol supervisor. He was taken into custody and transported to the Laredo Police Department. This individual was in fact the agent who located and reported the findings of the crime scene. The investigation has presented that Burgos and the female victim were in a relationship. Detectives, after speaking to witnesses and working other factors in the case, presented the case to Webb County Chief Assistant District Attorney Maricela Jackaman. Judge Jose Lopez approved 2 warrants for Burgos Aviles for 2 counts of capital murder, which categorized as a capital felony. suspect late last night was transported to the Webb County Jail where he is held with no bond. The case was and continues to be carried out and considered to still be in the early phases of the investigation. The investigation proceeded with the full cooperation of the Border Patrol command staff and the CBP Office of Professional Responsibility. At this time, I'd like to introduce Chief Owens to make a statement.
Okay, come correct.
Good afternoon, everybody.
I'm just checking that you guys can hear. I did boost it. You need me to boost it more? Let
No,
me know.
it's already not enough, girl.
Riri Williams says if he did poison him, it would show up if he went to the hospital and got his blood taken. I think he ran out of time and his plan didn't work, so he had to act out quickly. I mean, I wonder what his plan was with that too. You know, if the baby had died from whatever he poisoned him with, like how would that work out? Because that would still probably be investigated of like what happened here, and they would still know that's not a spider bite. Yeah, he's definitely not smart. Okay, so continuing on.
First off, on behalf of the men and women of U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the United States Border Patrol, and the Laredo sector, let me say that we are truly saddened by this horrific tragedy. Our heartfelt condolences go out to the victims, family, and friends. Customs and Border Protection is taking this allegation very seriously. The public's trust is something that is held sacred by those of us charged with its protection. Please know that we are cooperating fully with the Laredo Police Department's investigation to ensure that justice is served. Now, while the CBP policy to not comment on the details of an ongoing investigation, criminal action by our employees is something that simply will not be tolerated. The actions of this individual, if true, are both inexcusable and reprehensible. No one is more sickened than we are at the thought of someone wearing this uniform committing such a heinous act. It is not representative of the hard work, dedication, and self-sacrifice inherent to the agents and officers of CBP. Please know that we stand with our community and will do everything in our power to ensure that the individual responsible answers for this crime. This time I'll turn the floor over to District Attorney Alves.
Good afternoon. My name is Isidro Lanis, District Attorney from Zapata County. Yesterday, we did receive the call from the Laredo Police Department as this case was developing. Based on the evidence and the facts that were presented, and the victims in this case, both the 27-year-old and her child, the decision was made to charge capital murder. Of course,
I'm just going to pause it there. The decision was made to charge capital murder, like from the get-go. This press conference was the next day, I think, right? April 10th. So, and this crime happened April 9th, 2018. For those of you only joining now, Amy Lee says, was there toxicology done? I would assume so. They haven't released what that would be, but they might actually talk about that at the trial. Yes?
the last capital murder case we had in Webb County was the case of the state of Texas versus Demond Blunston. And that involved the murder of 2 children. In this case, because it involved the murder of 2 people in the commission of the same felony, and also because there was a child under the age of 10, it qualifies for capital murder. The decision will have to be made as far as death or non-death, because there's capital murder non-death and capital murder death. But we will be waiting to collect all the evidence and make the decisions as to what direction the case is going to go in. So at this time, I'm not going to say that we are seeking the death penalty. At this time, it's too early to say that because there is the option of going capital non-death as well. So the case is being given extreme priority and importance. We appreciate the cooperation from Border Patrol and all the federal agencies that are assisting and trying to put the history and timeline together. And we're working closely with the Laredo Police Department and putting all the evidence together, and so that we can seek justice here for the victims of this case. So it's a very sad and case for law enforcement today. We keep in mind that we are celebrating Victims' Rights Week here in the United States at this time, and so it's ironic that this happens during this week, but the district attorney's office and myself as DA will be giving this case extreme priority in prosecuting to the fullest extent of the law. Thank you.
At this point, does anybody have any questions that we just have?
Okay, we're gonna hear the questions, the Q&A part now, which definitely always needs that booster. Harmony says, "This is my first time hearing about this case. It's truly an interesting case, and I'm looking forward to watching this trial." Me too. And I hope you'll be watching here with us. I'm looking forward to watching another trial with all of you. We have watched a few together now, and it's always very nice to be together during these trials.
Necesito que nos expliques un poco para nuestro público de habla hispana que en este momento nos está viendo.
Marisa, lo que queremos hacer con eso es que te damos unas entrevistas individuales para presentar esa información en español para tus personas que están en su programa.
Bueno, entonces una pregunta. I want to know if these victims were murdered yesterday morning or the day before, and if the agent was wearing his uniform, or how, because he found the bodies.
Wait a minute. I have a question.
Good, because my screen just went blank, and I don't know why. Y'all hit the cash out.
We need new equipment.
It just went blank. Go ahead and talk. Ain't that great?
My question is, he's Francisco Norez Laura, Border Patrol agent. Why doesn't he speak English?
I mean, it's like most of these people, you know what?
He works for a U.S. government service, and he doesn't speak English?
Well, maybe I'll turn it down, Raymond. Maybe it'll be better. I'll turn it down when I get back to it. Go ahead, DJ. This is crazy.
I'm just saying, I mean, how are you employed by the U.S. government and you don't speak English?
Stranger things have happened, Lord Jesus. Just saying. Ha! No, not on my StreamYard, Rambling. On my laptop where I'm playing this coverage from. That's what I mean.
So I'm going through the trial too. I'm showing because I'm trying to pick the picture she's putting on the screen up. And then I see him and I'm like, wait a minute, is that guy not speaking English? I mean, I don't understand why we have an interpreter for a person that's on Border Patrol.
Well, I guess they would have to have people that speak Spanish on Border Patrol, but
yes, but you're supposed to be able to speak English too.
You're supposed
to be able to do both. You know, like okay.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Let me see.
No, if these victims were murdered yesterday morning or the day before.
Murdered?
Murdered, yeah.
Murdered?
Because he found the bodies, the suspect. So when he committed the murders, he was working, or he committed murders the night before.
Let's see what they answer here. What do you think they say? Because yeah, he committed the murders while working. He clocked in at 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
The murders happened between 9:55 and 10 a.m. and he called at 11:20 a.m. Called 911 and asked for an ambulance.
He had to have
so
left
that's also
the scene.
quite a bit of time.
Hold on a minute. Let me
10, so there's all of that as well.
See what? The truth?
He had to have left the scene and changed.
You think so?
Well, how do you stab somebody and not get blood on yourself?
Well, yeah. I'm pretty sure all they're gonna come out. I'm pretty sure.
I'm just saying, you there's no possible way you could stab somebody and not get blood on yourself. Remember when we were talking about the Oklahoma, whatever that Idaho murders?
Yeah.
That, you know, usually serial killers that use a knife are butt naked when they go in there and then they just shower.
Mm-hmm.
And like, there's no possible way you can't get blood splatter on you with
Mm-hmm.
a knife unless you have a very long knife, like a sword. then maybe. But still, blood splatter, if you hit certain arteries, can spray 10, 15 feet.
Yeah, because this is the thing. If he killed them between 9:55 and 10, and they weren't discovered until, he didn't make the call till like 11:20 or whatever. However, yeah, of course he had time to change.
He had to have changed. He couldn't have. So what time he had to pick up that kid that he was showing around after he changed? Is what I'm saying. You know, to stab somebody, you're within 1 to 2 feet, if not less.
Especially the baby, because the baby ain't trying to fight, you know. Here we go. Few more minutes, y'all.
Oh dear. I think we're going to learn a lot about this at the trial, and yeah, you guys are already saying he deserves what he gets. So let's see how, what happens.
Right now, some of those details are still being investigated as to establishing a firm timeline. So at this particular point, we're still not available to answer that directly because it is part of the ongoing investigation. As soon as there's more information that's available that can be confirmed, we'll go ahead and we'll make that information available to you. But at this point, it's still being investigated.
Is the baby their son?
At this point, it has not been confirmed yet.
What kind of relationship?
Hold on, Sharon, a little bit.
How long has the body been there?
At this time, that's also trying to be established through the coroner's office to establish the exact time frame and where she was at. But that's part of also the ongoing investigation. Yes, sir. At this point, it has not been confirmed yet.
What kind of relationship?
Hold on, Sharon, a little bit.
How long has the body been there?
At this time, that's also trying to be established through the coroner's office to establish the exact time frame and where she was at. But that's part of also the ongoing investigation. Yes, sir.
What kind of relationship had the victim and the alleged murderer?
I guess it could be categorized as a romantic relationship, but the actual relationship is still also part of the scope of the investigation. So for right now, we're still trying to verify many facts about that as well.
And this morning,
I'm gonna say this: some people at press conferences ask the dumbest questions alive, but I'm also say this too. I don't even understand why they do press conferences sometimes, because it's a lot, especially like a day after. I'm just saying, a day after, when you know that you can't answer certain shit. Like, true enough, people ask some of the stupidest shit like that takes a literal investigation, months and months of investigating to answer. But why even hold a press conference like that? What you just do is just come out and hold a press conference to make a statement. You shouldn't be allowing questions because you can't answer them. If you can't answer them, you won't answer them. Why go through the motion? I'm just saying, maybe I'm just irritated. I don't know. Because this dude is a motherfucking psychopath.
Morning, we learned that some people were in the river, like diving, looking for something. They're looking for
We're basically in the process of canvassing a rather large area. We pulled up the map right now. I can pull it back up right now as well. It's important to define the fact that this actually didn't happen in the park. The park is literally right next door to this area of concentration that we're doing, but obviously trying to be prudent about doing the cursory search of the area that's including the river, unfortunately. So
we have 2 minutes left of this press run to watch, and then I'll just remind you again what's happening from tomorrow and everything after that. Just want to say, for them searching in the river, they haven't yet, from everything I've read, mentioned a weapon, like what was used and when did they find it. I'm thinking that's what they were looking for in the river, but we'll have to see as well.
We are having to use that extreme to go ahead and see if we can find anything else that will serve us in this case.
Is someone involved, another person that has to do anything with it?
Same thing, we're also in the midst of trying to figure those things out. We're in the very early preliminary stages of this investigation. Despite the fact that there has been an arrest that's been effected, There is much work to be done in this case. This isn't over. This is just barely getting started. But based on the strength of this case, there was enough sufficient probable cause to go ahead and effect the arrest. Para español lo que vamos a hacer, Timo, es que vamos a hacer entrevistas individuales contigo para que tú, con tus patrocinadores, puedan agarrar esa información en español.
Todo celular para, estamos en vivo para hacer.
Eso fue lo que vamos a hacer, ¿verdad? Para tener todos los órdenes arriba, okay? Thank you. Sorry, go ahead, Harry.
At what point after authorities arrived, once he made the call that he needed help, did sort of put the pieces together that he was involved?
Very quickly. I want to say within the first few, about an hour.
About an hour.
Very quickly.
They got his name. Wow.
What was the nature of the call?
The nature of the call was a 911 call to dispatch, our dispatch, asking for an ambulance for a person there located there at that location.
Is there a murder weapon found?
At this point, that's part of the ongoing investigation as well.
And did the guy you guys arrested, did he have any prior domestic violence cases with you guys? Or did he have any?
Yeah, Sonia, the trial actually started on Monday, and we're gonna try our best to catch up so we can cover it like day to day. You know, my coverage always once we get caught up, my coverage will always be a day later. Like we're into day 3 now. I need to get caught up, but once we get caught up, my coverage is always gonna be the day later because I guess if we caught up, I can catch it the day of, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, the trial just started. This happened 5 years ago. The trial just started Monday. Yep, the trial just started, but I think this was the press. Yeah, this is the and I'm sorry I didn't clarify, y'all. Or maybe I did. I don't know. But this is the news. Damn it! I lost my train of thought. Press conference. This was the press conference like the day after it happened. So yeah, this is old. I'm just doing a recap of everything, trying to get people caught up on the case and what went on before we go into the actual trial coverage, which we will get into on Friday. Because tomorrow we're gonna be on the other crime channel, okay? So yeah.
She uses the Law and Crime Trial Network. She uses the Law and Crime Trial Network.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's very popular and it's good. I like that channel. I do. I like that.
That's what she uses for I guess watching the trial.
Oh, okay then. Okay. Is that what his press conference is?
Well, in her back, like she's using it to watch the trial, actual trial, because it says Law and Crime. Now she tried to cover it up.
Well, I'm not going to be covering, like, when I do the actual trial coverage, I got this other channel that I'm going to follow because I clicked on several of my people that I watch as far as live coverage, and I always go with the better audio and the better visual and, like, how close they are to the people, and I found one, and she's not it. Yeah, but, yeah, I do like her channel, though.
Yeah, she's using the Law and Crime Network trial.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, so literally we have, y'all, maybe like 9 minutes. Let's get through those 9 minutes so we can be done with this one for today.
Prior internal affairs, all former issues related to him are also part of the investigation. We don't have anything to confirm at this point. So if anything is discovered, that'll also be part of that prosecution. Okay.
Okay, and that's it. There's 1 second left of the clip. That's it. So it ends there. So now let's remind us all what's happening from tomorrow. So that I hope that you enjoyed the presentation today and that you know what this case is all about, when it happened, who the victims are, who the defendant is, the charges that he's facing. Do we need a pop quiz? So Dana Bulbrook asked, when is the trial? Has the trial date been set? So the crime happened on April 9th, 2018. And the trial date has actually been set quite a few times and shifted as these things happen. But in this case as well, there was the pandemic to deal with too, in between, and hearings and change of attorneys and all sorts of things. So it's like, finally, here we are. And I just say that based on what I know about this case. Imagine the families that have been waiting since April 9th, 2018 for this day. I mean, as I said, I saw one of the victims, right, one of their family members on Facebook saying, your time has come, with a picture of the defendant in this case. Mm-hmm. So they've been waiting for justice for Griselda Hernandez, who was only 28 years old, and 18-month-old Dominique Hernandez. The trial is starting tomorrow. It's set. It's happening. That's why today we're doing trial prep, and then tomorrow we're going to be looking at the opening statements. The reason, okay, one, this stream will lead you to the next stream for opening statements. I will be starting the stream 15 minutes before they say it's supposed to start. From what I can see from the court sites, it's supposed to start at 8 o'clock Texas time. But we know, oftentimes, things can be a bit delayed. Things could be, not everything is like the Letitia trial, right? So well organized, you know, it was so good. Oh my word, Judge Vanner. It was just, everything was so well organized and everyone knew what's going to happen at what time. But with some of the other trials, it's just a little bit, you know, it's like chasing down a presser. You're like, where is it? What? So if you are a local, thank you also. Van says, great recap, G. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. So if you're local and you know someone in the court, or you know what's happening, or you have a link, like a Zoom link is sometimes what they use, please send it to me. I do have some links already stored and some things from my own research that I've been doing. And I know who's covering it too, meaning, you know, Court TV, Law and Crime Network, these mainstream media cameras are often in the courtroom. So we have what we know, we've got backup, we've got everything ready, okay? But I'm going to start the stream as members only tomorrow, 15 minutes before it's supposed to start, which is at 8 o'clock Texas time. Okay, it's 2:45 p.m. for those of you like me in Europe or in South Africa. And so we'll first be waffling over there and looking what's happening. And as soon as we see, okay, it's happening now, I'm going to be live publicly and we're going to watch the opening statements. I'm looking forward to it. I plan to cover this trial, as I say. But yes, okay, so, well, okay, Dana Bulbrook says Texas is having crazy weather. See, you just never know what could be a factor. I'm not too pain, says Gisela, back at it again with another informative case update. Yes. Blue Bear says Judge Vanna spoiled us. He sure did. Yes, he did. So from tomorrow, the trial starts. It's going to be 3 to 4 weeks. It is a death penalty trial. So the maximum sentence here is the death penalty. This is not the same case as David Ortiz, who was also a Border Patrol agent, who also committed crimes in 2018. That was a serial killer, okay? He murdered female sex workers, and he was sentenced to life in prison. So he did not get the death penalty. So we'll see what happens in this case. But tomorrow, opening statements, okay? So the stream is going to lead you there. Every day, we'll be doing a morning session and an afternoon session with a little break in between. And I can't wait to be there with you. I'm looking forward to watching this trial with you and learning as much as possible. And I will see you tomorrow sometime. Don't worry. And if you're a member, you'll definitely see me for the waffle and the scramble. Looking for links and things. All right. So thank you so much. And thank you for sharing all the white ribbons, which if you missed it in the beginning, the white ribbons are being shared to show the family of the victim's support, because they were wearing white ribbons at the candlelight vigils and get-togethers and things like that. So we're also sharing white ribbons. And if you're not a member and you don't have access to that emoji, then you could use just a white heart or something as well. Unless you can find a white ribbon in the emojis there. Violet Gracie, thank you so much for your $10 super sticker. I'm going to buy me some Strepsils for my little bit of a cold. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And so I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, mods, patrons. Really appreciate it. If you're on Patreon, you know, you're going to get all the notifications. That's where they happen. That's where you know. You get a heads up there always. So if you want notifications, you don't want to miss out on what's happening or what happened or anything like that, that's where I update you, okay? And also, please follow me on Twitter as well. My handle is @TrueCrimeGizela. It is not Grizzly Gisela. That is an impersonator. Go figure. It happens. So @TrueCrimeGizela, follow me there, because I also provide updates there. I like if something news breaks, or there's like, oh my word, there's this document or there's that, or interesting discussions are also happening on Twitter. There's a whole little world of its own with lots of grizzlies on there. We've got almost 25,000 grizzlies on there right now, which is pretty cool. Auntie Lynn, thank you for being a member for 18 months. Oh my word. My channel actually turns 2 tomorrow. What better way to continue on true criming with a trial. That's what we do here. We work hard. And yeah, we'll be together tomorrow when the channel turns 2 officially, and also when we get ready for this next trial, opening statements. Yes. Thank you, Dan. And okay, so that's enough waffle for now. I will see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe. I am keeping an eye on all the other cases and everything as well. If you haven't seen my YouTube shorts, please check them out, because I cover lots of cases on there that are condensed into 60 seconds, or I update you like the Koberger stuff with the DNA and all that. There's YouTube shorts for you to check out. Check out my community tab. Also go to Patreon if you want to support the hard work I do. And thank you for being a member. All right, everyone, make sure you subscribe now.
All right, that's it. She's just doing promotions. I get it. But I'm gonna put her link in the description box, y'all. But that's it for today.
No,
hold on.
This victim
said that's it, girl.
They want to shut up.
Yeah, no, it's my laptop acting a donkey. But yeah, so that's it for today, y'all. That's sort of kind of like an overview of what's going on, what we are going to get into, and like I said, I may come on. Excuse me. Don't hold me to this. And the truth, I know you are that one that will, like really just, bully me. I may try to come on to Friday when we cover this, because by the time Friday rolls around, you know what? I may have to do this channel and not go to the other channel tomorrow. I may have to do this channel for the next couple of days so we can get caught up. And then I even might go live the weekend to get caught up. I really want to get caught up, y'all, because I don't want to be behind on the coverage. So I'm going to think about it. But I may just continue this coverage right here for the next couple of days and not go over to the other channel. Maybe start the other channel next week. Because I do want to get caught up. I don't want to fall behind. And if I wait to come back Friday, it's going to be day 5 Friday. And, these are some long lives as far as the trial coverage, because, court is all day. So, okay, Ramley, good. So, yeah, I may just focus on this right here for the next couple of days. And then maybe next week we'll get into the other channel. I'm going to think about it. And then I may come on a little earlier too every day. And
you see what's on the screen, right?
Yeah, what is that?
That's where they found them.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So if you notice, where was the meeting supposed to be? On the trail? Meet me by the tree on the trail?
Maybe.
They said he moved the bodies.
Oh, did he?
They said that in the thing that the bodies that she was talking about, they said he had moved the bodies, because I don't see anywhere where
maybe sugar
they would meet. Like, when you meet somebody, you're like, yeah, maybe at the picnic table right there once you get inside the gate or whatever. But he also mentioned something about a gate, and I believe it's the gate to the trail. Because they usually, the parks will have like the trails have a gate so they can close them so people can't go in there at certain times. So, because he said, "Oh, the gate is open. Let me go check," and that's when he found her body.
Wow!
See, that's the main road right there. See the road that goes around. The dirt is trails that they have throughout that park. And then if you go all the way like to the top, it's not that far from the Laredo River, which the other side of that river is Mexico. So these are the trails that run throughout that park. So I'm saying, where did he say beat me? Because her car is parked in a parking lot, and I don't see where that parking lot is. It's further away, because when they showed the picture of the vehicle, it was by a parking lot. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is, there. That's kind of far away from where you would like meet somebody, right? Because definitely the visuals are showing you the the thing, but I'll have a overview of that park.
Okay, when we come back.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow. I think I'm gonna continue with this tomorrow so we can get caught up. I think I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm leaning towards.
I'm looking through her stuff and stealing her pictures.
Oh God!
They're actually showing these in the trial.
Yeah. The trial is, like I say, started on Monday. I want to get caught up with. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to law and the law and crime trial thing. I'm gonna go to them and take the pictures because their pictures are much better.
I ain't mad at you. All right, y'all, we're gonna get off of here. I do have to get off and handle some things before I go live later, which I will be live. I don't know. Let me see if Trey got something scheduled. Hold on.
Nope, I don't.
Oh, he's here.
Are you going live anytime today?
Probably. I do the night shift. Baby Pet ain't going. See, there you go. Shut up, Daddy. I can't even say nothing.
Okay, so you'll for sure go on tonight, though.
Did you get the baby popcorn?
Yeah.
See you in the next live. Thank you, Siri. You have a good day too, sweetie.
It's Pennywise.
Did you get popcorn, baby Patty? Did you get popcorn?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you like it? Did you like the popcorn?
Cheese.
Cheese, yes, cheese.
My favorite. So cheesy.
The favorite one, yes.
We were hot chip the better than that.
What you say, Sonya? It really was a dumb decision because he ends up without the wife and job. Yeah, exactly. Okay, Brooke.
Most of these choices that people make like this are never good decisions. They eventually are going to get caught. Ask Alex Murdoch. Ask this guy. I mean, most people that kill their wives or their mistresses or their girlfriends, they end up getting caught.
Right.
You're connected to that person. There's no way to not be connected. You're connected to that person.
Mm-hmm.
I remember a case where a woman said that her husband sleeps with a gun under his pillow. So she shot him with his gun under the pillow and said it must have accidentally went off.
I saw that. I think that was it had to be either a movie or
No, it was a forensic
I saw that.
I watched the forensic channel all the time. And
I remember that.
And they were like, yeah, that's not adding up because if the gun had shot him, he would have been shot in a different spot.
Angle.
And then I saw another one where the woman said someone broke into the house.
Is that the one where she was literally laying in the bed and they shot him and not her?
Yeah, and then she jumped
up. I'm telling you, we done seen all the same.
She jumped up and he ran out the house.
Right, right.
Ma'am, the back window was broke out.
Yep.
Not in.
Was that the one where it was determined the son helped?
Well, okay.
Or had something to do with it?
The one I'm talking about, he was a construction. He owned a construction company, and he had a lot of expensive stuff and a boat. And then they I guess they were swingers or something.
What?
And she killed, and then found out that she was embezzling money from the company.
I think that's the one I'm talking about.
She was embezzling money from the company, and she was trying to pay by killing him. She was going to use the insurance money to pay before someone found out. But then they found out that she had took all.
I remember that one. I do. I promise you, I do.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. But y'all, we're gonna get off of here. I enjoy y'all today. The truth, I enjoy you. Thank you so much. I enjoyed. Come Correct. She had to drop off, y'all. She had something to do. But thank you, Come Correct. Thank you, Trey and baby, Big European. Excuse me.
Her main self.
Thank y'all so much.
Popcorn.
I know that's right. You better get it
I
together.
didn't eat her popcorn. She ate her popcorn by herself. She already had some this morning.
Boo-hoo, Trey. Boo-hoo.
I hear you be eating her popcorn. That's why she get mad.
I heard, yeah, he do be eating that baby chill. He do.
I don't like the popcorn sticking in my teeth, so I don't eat it.
Thank you, Miss K. Thank you, sweetie. All right, y'all. Shout out to the True Silver State gang. Shout out to my subscribers, old and new. Shout out to my fabulous moderators. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Tell Flexi to behave. Tell Flexi to behave. Don't be going to no archives finding folk talking about they smell like death. Don't do that.
Let me tell you something. Flexi been on one. Flexi called me at 6 o'clock this damn morning. She was already on 10. I've been trying, but hey, she been on 10 since about 5 o'clock this morning.
The truth, this is your fault.
Me to do.
What did
How's
I do
it
now?
my fault?
I said the truth. Both of y'all really been cutting up. One of y'all was calling the person bullwinking, the other was talking about tooting the tutor. Y'all and gonorrhea. Y'all just been cutting up.
Are they mad? Are they mad? How mad are they? Are they mad? Then my job is done here.
I know that's right.
As long as they're mad, I'm happy. No offense to you, man.
Me too.
I'm saying as long as they are mad and they're in their feelings, I'm okay about it.
Exactly. So it is what it is.
It is.
Yeah.
So wheel your ass around in that walker. I don't really care.
I appreciate y'all so much for supporting this commentary or content that matters. Okay, I do. And with that being said, I will see y'all tomorrow between 8 and 10. I am honestly gonna try to go tomorrow at 8 or 9 instead of 10, but hey, I can't promise it, but I will try. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all please have a blessed, beautiful day. Be safe, okay? Be safe, be blessed, never stress. And I'll see y'all later. Okay. For those that's catching the replay, please be sure to hit those links that were dropped in the chat. Support. With that being said, y'all, I love y'all, and I will see y'all later. Bye. It's my regular. I'm talking things for better. Things for better. We've been down. It's my regular. I'm talking things for better. It's my regular. I'm talking things for better. Things for better. We've been down. It's my regular. I'm talking things for better. Things for I
way better. This is my regular. I'm talking.